Hey, I brought you with me today to a foreclosure. For the last 20 years, while raising my kids, I've been doing real estate appraisals and I do foreclosures regularly. I'm going downstairs right now, so trying to make sure I won't fall. Woo. Sometimes I've gotten to see some really cool houses. Sometimes they're, as you can imagine, foreclosures that need a lot of work like this one. But the main thing is that this job has served well when my kids were younger. And I could do the appointments around whenever somebody was available to watch them. And, sometimes they could come with me if it was a foreclosure like that I felt pretty good about, in a decent area and all that. And at the end of March, I'm shutting this business down because Time 414, helping parents of teenagers rebuild and strengthen their relationships. That's the future for me, for my heart. My kids are older now, so I don't want to say don't need this job. This job's been very good to my family. It's just time to move on. This has been great for 20 years. I've honestly enjoyed the foreclosures the most, which sounds bad to say. I'm not happy I'm here because people lost their homes. Got to make sure that's really well known. I like it because I can come whenever, so it worked great when the kids were younger. And these homes, people really want to know, the banks really want to know what it's worth so they can sell it. And in a normal real estate appraiser job, people want the value to be one way or the other. If it's like a purchase or refinance, they want the value up. I've done some for bankruptcies and then they want the value down because they want to show lower assets. And really your value is your value if you're doing fair market value. So doing the foreclosures worked for me. People really wanted to know what it was. I've been in some where there's been squatters, one where I needed a police escort, and some really beautiful properties. I mean, I've seen all of it. I apologize, I lost my voice this week. It's actually coming back now. This video was going to be up earlier today, but I had to wait until I could speak well enough to record it. So since I was coming out to a foreclosure, this seemed like a great time to tie everything in. For the past almost 3 years now, I've been working as part-time on Time 414 to build this business up because I knew this was the future. This was where I was going. The real estate appraisals have been great, but now after going through everything I went through with my teenagers and their friends and their parents, I just really felt God leading me, that this is the new chapter, Time 414. And it took a while. It took almost all those years for me to be okay with closing down my appraisal business because this is what I did while my kids grew up. So it's more than just a business, it's been my life. But at the end of March, we're shutting it down. So bringing you guys with me today to this foreclosure just seemed like a good time to talk about when things change, because we hold on so much, and especially when it has to do with our kids. Like even making the decision to close down this business, I thought, well, maybe I'll just keep the foreclosures. They're the ones I like the most. And then I could still get out. I do like seeing the houses. I have some good clients. Maybe I'll just keep it. And it's one of those you got to draw your line in the sand and be like, no, because if I keep the business open, then there'll be another client with a rush order or, something else that I'll take. And I know me, it's hard for me to say no when somebody needs help that I can give. So I would most assuredly take it. So that's going to be it at the end of March. But again, it's really hard. It took me a long time to be able to call that. And my kids haven't came with me on an appraisal appointment. I mean, again, they were coming to foreclosures, not like in people's homes where they lived. But it's been, probably a year at least. Well, okay, a couple of weeks ago, I was giving one of my teenagers a ride and they waited in the car. But they haven't found joy in it and coming in and exploring and looking at the houses. The last time one of my teenagers came with me to do that, it's actually one of mine that isn't a teenager anymore, that's an adult, and that was about 2 years ago. So this is not the business that is needed to go around the kids anymore because they're older. I feel like I'm rambling. So it's hard to draw that line in the sand and be like, this is no longer serving me in the best light or in the best way, and there's something else that can serve me and my family better. And I know it's not easy. When I say it, I know it's not easy. Like, this is what I've been living, is making this decision. One that supports our family that my kids have been a part of, and my kids are part of Time 414. You know, I had a talk before I even started this business and said, you know, I'm going to share some of the things that we went through. Are you guys okay with that? And they said yes, as long as I didn't say their names and, you know, pictures of them or any videos I get their okay with first, because that's just respectful. But it's going to be bittersweet at the end of March. So many memories wrapped up in this, besides some really cool houses, a lot of moments with things I was able to do with my kids to be there for them, wrapped up in this business. And that chapter is closing. The Time 414 chapter that's been open just a smidge. I feel like I've been stuck, you know, just kind of skimming, and that one's going to get blown wide open. So I'm very excited for that. We've been working on our one-on-one coaching, working with some experts to get that refined and to where that's going to be able to help people the best. We have Basecamp up and available for anybody that wants to work at their own pace. We have the book Parenting Teenagers available on Amazon. This wasn't supposed to be a sales pitch. That's not where I'm going. Just how Time 414 has grown, but really over the past 3 years, how my mindset has grown. My real estate appraisals, I have a real estate brokerage, real estate investing. Real estate's been my work stuff for the past 20 years. So to completely step out of that and step into a new business where my heart already is, you know, but you have to learn the things of how to get from in here to actually helping people. And that's what we've been working on. So bear with me if I get a little emotional at times. This is probably the only time I'll take you guys with me into a house. I don't share the address or anything like that. This is owned by a bank, but it is owned by somebody. So I do keep that stuff, you know, how it's supposed to be. But change is hard. We get it. I get it. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Thanks for letting me kind of ramble and talk about the difficulties of change. And it's hard as your kids grow, as seasons change, your life changes, job changes, everything changes. But we get a good plan. That's what we're here for with Time 414, to help you get a good plan to handle these changes, to make your own change, and we live it too. I feel like I also need to say, now that I'm back in my car, one thing that I will not miss about appraising foreclosures is the number of times I've had the police called on me. Because like right now, I'm in the city. You can see a bunch of houses probably around. So imagine a house where you know nobody's lived, like there's a paper taped in the door, you've seen some strange vehicles coming out, and they all look pretty official. And then at a random time somebody comes out, like me, I have keys to get into a lot of the foreclosures, but people don't know that. So I don't use the lockbox. I just walk right up and walk in, and they might think I'm picking the lock. I don't know what they think. But anyway, I've had the police called on me more times than I can remember appraising foreclosures over the past 20 years. I won't miss that. Very, very love the police officers. They're doing their job. The neighbors, I get it. I do. Some of them come over and ask what I'm doing. I am fine with that. Please come ask me. Unless I look like a murderer some days. I mean, I guess some days I could be in a bad mood. Maybe that's when they call. Not in a bad mood today. I don't think they're calling, but I saw some neighbors staring at me. So I'm sitting out here recording myself, so maybe I look more normal. Or maybe they think I'm recording whatever they thought I was doing in the house, which was appraising it. So thanks for watching this somewhat off our ordinary of Time 414. We'll be back next week where we'll answer your questions, help you with your parenting issues with teenagers. And thanks for listening today as I shared about making big life changes and letting go of things that have been a security and a place in your life for a while.